Well, good morning, YouTube. Mark here. I'm getting myself ready to go on my ride down to Mesquite, Nevada. This is the VRA West Coast Rally. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And it's going to be a good ride. It is a little cold outside though. I think it's right around 40 degrees outside. So I'm going to be bundled up pretty good on my ride today. And in fact, most of my journey down there, it's going to be cold. Really, I think the highest temperatures I'm going to be in up until the point where I get to Mesquite, I think the highest temperature is going to be around maybe 75 degrees. So yeah, it's going to be kind of a cold trip this time. But everything is all packed up. Everything's on the bike. I'm just kind of wasting time. I told a couple of friends that I'm going to meet them for breakfast at 7 o'clock down at Nellie's down in South Beloit. We did have a little bit of excitement yesterday afternoon. I was just sitting here on the couch watching TV, and my little puppy dog here, she's an old girl. She's 15 years old. But I was actually sitting where she's at and watching the TV over here. And she was sitting where I'm sitting now. All of a sudden she just gets up and she gets off the couch and she goes to walk away, and all of a sudden she starts stumbling almost like she's drunk. You know, just the equilibrium has gone off on her, and all of a sudden she falls to the floor and her legs are twitching and stuff like that, and all of a sudden her head starts getting pulled all the way back, you know, and her whole back is just like arcing up, and it was a scary thing. I took her to the vet immediately, told the doc what happened, and he believes that it was a seizure, and he took some blood tests, took some x-rays. So far everything that I know of is negative. So the immediate blood test that they took and ran there in the office, all that was negative. He said that there was a small growth that might be on the pancreas, but he's not for sure. And if you actually look at her, she's got kind of like these fat globule things all over her body, so it's nothing abnormal. She would have one there either. However, you know, it could be a cancer thing too. But like I said, she's 15 years old. She's had a good life. She's still walking around and kicking. So she's been my good little girl. But today, what I'm doing after breakfast with Dell and Phil, I'm heading towards. I think it's Brookfield, Missouri. I think that's where I'm going. And I don't have a lot of stops today. Just again, there's not a whole lot around here for national parks or biker things. There's a couple little things here and there, but things I've already been to several times, so I'm not really interested. But what I am going to do is I'm going to shoot across Wisconsin towards Dubuque, Iowa, pick up the Great River Road, and I'm going to follow that all the way down to, I'm thinking probably down to like Quincy or something like that, and then I'll Quincy, Illinois, and then I'll cross the Mississippi, get into Missouri, and get into Brookfield for the night. Don't know where I'm going to stop for lunch today. I was thinking Poopy's in Savannah, but I've kind of heard some stuff that makes me not want to go. New ownership, they're running the place different, and the food quality has fallen, and the service has fallen. I've heard that the The store that they had is closed up, so I don't think you can buy t-shirts or anything there anymore. I think the tattoo shops are all closed up. So yeah, it's just not quite the biker bar it used to be. But I might swing by just to pop my head in and take a look around just to see if it's true or not. There has been talk about the place being owned now by a outlaw biker group, and if that's the case, I don't want to go there anymore. So anyway, that's my plan for the day. Just kind of wasting time. I got probably another 45 minutes, so I'm just going to sit here and drink a little coffee and kind of relax until it's time to go. Just a quick gas stop here in Schultzburg, Wisconsin. I was hoping to make it all the way to Hazel Green, but I left with only about a half a tank, so I had to stop a little bit sooner than I wanted to. Had to get back on the road. Made it to the west side of Hazel Green, and I'm actually in an interesting field. Behind me are a bunch of like dinosaur sculptures, and yeah, they're kind of cool. It's been a long time since I've been over here, and it seems like every time I come over here I gotta stop. So I made my stop, take a couple pictures, time to go. Finally made it onto the Gray River Road. I'll stay on this until I get to Quincy. Okay, I made it to Galena. Parking a few blocks away from the doings that's over in the park. So let's go over there and see what they got going on. Well, this looks like it's a Civil War reenactment.
It was a little chilly up on the hill, and I said, well, let's take advantage of the invitation. By the general.
That was pretty cool. Got to see Abraham Lincoln and a couple of soldiers all around Ulysses S. Grant's tent. So that's kind of cool. Let's see what else I got here. This has turned out to be more fun than I thought.
Most people didn't want to be buried in
They're nice. The government realizes depriving a man of a limb is no small thing. So there has to be a safeguard. The only one they could come up with was a second
But
opinion.
after it dries,
So another surgeon
it's
would
going to
have to
become
examine the
hard
limb.
like this.
And if he said, no, I think we can save it, well, then we'd do what we could.
You break it at the ridges,
But there's always somebody else who gets a vote.
and that's what we're making today. And
The
so,
patient.
You guys,
We would not put him under right away. We would examine the limb first, and if he said, no, you're not taking my leg, we would say, all right, you'll most likely die, but if you wish, you'll keep the leg. And then we'll bandage it, and next.
Holy crap, they just scared the hell out of me. The cannons that I showed you, they're actually firing them. And man, it just put a thump in my chest. It's not starting yet. It's just a rehearsal practice. But that was pretty impressive.
Owen, don't put that in your bag. No, Owen, can you get this socks off? I'll be
We can't afford it.
All right, I'm calling it a day here in Galena. It was pretty fun. I do wish I could have stuck around a little bit longer and actually seen the battle. But the best I got was a couple of test fires and stuff like that of the cannons and a couple of shots from the rifles. But I wasn't able to capture any of them on video. But I was able to meet the president, got a few pictures taken with him, so that was kind of fun. The guy playing Ulysses S. Grant was actually quite busy talking to a lot of Boy Scout troops and stuff like that. Now, for those that don't know, Galena is actually the hometown to Ulysses S. Grant. All right, I'm back at the bike. Time to pack up and get going. Okay, I've arrived at the famous Poopies, and I want to go inside, see if anything's changed in here. I heard a lot has, so let's go see what's going on. I'm probably about halfway down Illinois, well, to Quincy anyway. But this is actually my first view of the Mississippi. Everything else that I've had water around me, it's all been like tributaries and stuff like that. But so this is the full Mississippi River. It's been a beautiful ride. It's warmed up nicely. Yeah, it's been a great ride. I'm going to get back on the road. Somehow I got off the Great River Road. I'm down towards East Moline, but I'm not too far away. I'm just a few blocks away. I just gotta go that way instead of that way. All right, time to go.
Somehow I got off the Great River Road. I must have missed a turn or something. But I'm not too far from it, so I'm going straight back towards the river, and I'll reconnect with it over there. Probably less than maybe a quarter mile away. It's not too far. I just passed a temperature sign on like a library or a bank or something, and it did indicate that the temperature is 53 degrees. Yeehaw!
Okay, having quite an adventure trying to get through Moline. I was having a hard time trying to figure out where the hell the Great River Road was. I would get on it. You know, I saw a sign saying, you know, turn here, and I would turn, and I would drive and not see another sign. And it's like, next thing I know, I'm going through some industrial park, and it's like, where the hell does the road go? You know, there's a couple of times where I had a choice to make. Do I go and actually get away from the water, or do I turn and get closer to the water? And I always turn to get closer to the water. Well, apparently that's not what you're supposed to do. But at the something rock. Hold on. It's the Rock Island. That's where I'm at. Rock Island Park. And they actually have this nice big billboard here to show you exactly how to go. And they actually have it listed as 84 going all the way through the city. So from now on, I'll just jump on 84 and take that. But since I'm here, I might as well get a beautiful view of the Mississippi River, the lifeblood to our country. Pretty cool. There's even a huge overlook thing here, and damn straight I'm going to climb it. Let's go. These markings are flood lines. So 1993 was our worst flood here. In 2001, 2008. I just spent a little time talking to that nice lady. I was watching her fish for a while. She's only been sitting there for about an hour, but hasn't caught anything yet. Well, I gotta get back on the road. 84, I gotta remember, 84. All right, let's go. Okay, I am highly pissed. I wanted to follow the river road, and they just do not mark it well at all. That big sign, informational sign that was at that Rock Island Park said I was supposed to be on 84. I drove around for probably about an hour trying to relocate the Great River Road, and I just couldn't do it. I'm thinking it was actually 92, and I was on that for quite a while. And again, I saw no signs, so I don't know if that's the right road or not. So after all the time that I wasted driving around Moline trying to figure out where the hell the Great River Road is and where it goes, I just had to say screw it and jumped on 67, and I'm heading south. Right now I'm lucky if I'm going to get to my hotel by 7 o'clock tonight, so I'm just kind of pissed off at that. But it is warmed up a little bit. I think now I'm probably close to the mid-50s now. Still got my leathers on, as you can see. Still got my turtleneck on, as you can see. And I'm still wearing my gloves, but it's a comfortable ride with all the layers on. But I just filled up with gas, and I want to get going. So let's go. Just stopped for the last gas fill up of the day. Only about 130 miles from my hotel. Puts me there at 7:20, so I'll probably stop somewhere and get some dinner. I think that made a pretty good spot. What do you guys think? Should I try to find an ice storage container, make it into a smoker? Anyway, like I was saying, should be at my hotel in about 2 hours, but I'll stop for dinner just over there. I also don't know if I'm going to cross at Quincy or if I'm going to go all the way down to Beloit. Alright, I'm going to go. Bye. Okay, just finished up my dinner at the Mark Twain Dinette. Wasn't bad. Frog legs and loaded green beans. And then I had a Mississippi mud pie for dessert. I don't think I should do that too often. But yeah, it's kind of cool down here. They got the Mark Twain Brewing Company right down the road down here. Yeah, so... Alright, well, I'm going to get back on the road and get to my hotel. Okay, I made it to my hotel safe and sound. Really no issues what to speak of at all. I mean, even the traffic that I dealt with was actually pretty decent. Nothing really super heavy. Nobody cut me off. Nobody did anything stupid that I could see. But yeah, so it was a pretty good ride, really. As you can see, the room's kind of small. Desk with all my electronics being charged right over there. Chair right there with my trunk bag on it. Small refrigerator and microwave over there. No coffee pot. What the fuck's up with that? TV right here, sitting on a dresser. Bathrooms over in this corner. I actually already took a shower and stuff today. Not because I was feeling dirty, because it was cold all day long, so I didn't feel like I was sweating or anything. But I wanted a hot shower just to warm up because it was so damn cold. First thing I did when I came in here, I turned the heater on just to start kicking in some heat and start warming me up. And after probably a good 30-40 minutes of that, I still wasn't feeling warm, so I went and took a shower instead. I'm feeling pretty decent now. I don't feel like I'm shivering all the time. But it's a decent room for, what did I pay, $50? Something like that, 53 or something like that. It's not bad. I mean, it's a bed and a shower. The only thing that I was kind of disappointed about today was I just could not seem to follow the the Great River Road. Got it down to Moline, and it kind of just vanished on me. I was sitting there driving along, not really paying too much attention, and all of a sudden it dawned on me I hadn't seen any river road signs. And I was like, what's going on? I probably drove 3 more miles and still hadn't seen anything. So that's when I pulled over into the gas station. Asked the attendant there. He didn't know really anything about it, but luckily the lady at the station did. And she's like, yeah, it's just down the road, not too far. And I was able to get back on it. And I was going along. Again, I was not seeing any signs. It's like, what the hell's going on? I looked at my GPS and there was a road called River Road. And I was like, well, maybe that's it. You know, maybe I missed another turn and it went a little closer to the river. So I went over there and I started driving it. And it was a pretty decent ride and stuff like that. Got to basically the end of it. It just kind of went up and turned basically into the road that I had just turned off of, not too far back. And there was a sign there saying, you know, turn right for the Great River Road. So I did. And I stayed on that road, and I was being mindful now. I was looking for signs and stuff like that. I didn't see a damn thing. Next thing I know, that road split. The 2 left lanes kept going straight. The 2 right lanes turned and went down into another area. Well, I figure, you know, it's turning towards the river, so I'll stay by the river. Next thing I know, I'm driving around an industrial park. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And I'm getting ready to kind of turn back and start going back through the industrial park to get to where, you know, that split was. And I look up and here's a sign that says Great River Road Info. So I turned down there, and the information was that big kiosk, and it was saying that Great River Road was, I don't know if it was a state highway or U.S. Highway 84. Oh, okay, well, I'll just go and, you know, I don't recall ever seeing an 84, but, you know, I'll go see if I can find it. And I'm driving around. I mean, according to the map, it was right where I was. I mean, it was going right by it. Well, as I was getting to where the map was showing, there's no 84. There was a 92, but not an 84. Oh, it's like, well, that's not what the map's saying, so I'm going to keep looking for this 84. And I drove around Moline for an hour trying to find that damn road. And I just couldn't. Finally, I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go a more direct route and get going, because I was just wasting too much time. And, yeah, all I can think of is that the Great River Road is now 92, going through Moline and towards Davenport and kind of going towards that western, because the river kind of bends and starts heading west in a certain area of Illinois. And that's the only thing I can think of, is that it went that way. But by the time I realized it, I'd wasted too much time. I couldn't do it anymore. I still wouldn't be here yet if I had kept doing what I was doing. So, but other than that, yeah, it was a good day. I had some good food. Got to eat frog legs. Yeah, I actually wanted to have frog legs on a birthday date that I had with Jen, but the restaurant was out of them. So I was able to finally get some frog legs. I haven't had frog legs since I was like 12. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of fishy tasting, but it's also got a very chicken-esque texture. It doesn't taste like chicken, but the texture of it's kind of like chicken. Nice breading. It was very crispy. Not extremely light, but it definitely wasn't like a super heavy, breading or anything like that. The green beans were a little bit of a disappointment on that meal. They were basically just canned green beans. They put in a little bit of onion and shredded up bacon into it, but other than that, it was just canned green beans. Going back to lunch, going to Poopy's. I don't see any signs of some sort of one percenter, gang motorcycle group, like Hell's Angels or anything like that. There's no signs that I saw. The tattoo parlors are gone, but it looks to me like they got rid of them, tore down the walls just to make more room for their store. So to me, Poopy's is still there, it's still good. I had a good chicken sandwich. I was hoping for a little bit better applesauce. I mean, it's basically applesauce out of a can. I was hoping that was going to be like a chunky homemade applesauce, but it wasn't. But all in all, it wasn't a bad meal. It wasn't a great meal, but it wasn't bad either. My plan for tomorrow, I'm going to leave the Martin House Hotel here in Brookfield, and I'm going to head into Kansas City. I'm going to go to the Harry S. Truman House. That'll be my first stamp in my National Parks book. I'm excited about that. And then I'm gonna go to Joe's Kansas City barbecue joint or something like that. I'm just calling it Joe's Barbecue. And I'm going to give a shout out to some of the Kansas City chapter people and see if they want to join me for lunch tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have a little bit of a crew to eat with tomorrow. That'd be kind of fun. After that, it's just boogie into Fort Dodge, I think is what it is, in Kansas, and that's where I'll be staying tomorrow night. So that's my plan. It's going to be a cold ride tomorrow, though. I mean, not as cold as it was this morning. This morning it was 40, not even 40 degrees when I left the house. But it's going to be in the 50s, I think. Actually, it might be below that. I think it's going to be in the 40s tomorrow when I leave. So it's going to be cold. I got to bundle up just like I did this morning. You know what? I'm starting to get tired. I actually didn't sleep very good last night. So yeah, I'm just getting a little sleepy. Little sleepy. So, okay, I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye.